I think more now than ever, especially in the wedding industry, if you do not have a Pinterest account, this is a great reason to get one, even if you are just the one being tagged, right? Even if you're not participating on Pinterest as much as a user, maybe if just by getting tagged by other people will help your own account grow. So that's like,
First things first, I mean, how do you see what's the strategy in your mind behind a business using Pinterest to get new clients?
yeah, so Pinterest is very keyword based, right? So obviously images are super important, but behind every image is a caption and a title. And the keywords are really what is going to help your stuff, your content on Pinterest come up in search results. And I think that was the biggest mindset shift for me when I was starting to think about Pinterest is it's it's a search engine more than it's a social media platform. Now, not to say that there's not a little bit of social media-ness to it, because there is emoticons, there is places you can comment, you can follow accounts, and they want users to start generating content to help people engage on the platform. But at its core, it's a search engine. And when you start thinking about that, you're, as a wedding pro, you're thinking less about this like romantic storytelling of the wedding day when you're writing your captions. You're more so thinking, okay, how can I keyword my copy or my description properly so that people that are typing in that keyword in the search bar are seeing my content pop up. So I think that's kind of even the first thing that people do wrong is they try to tell us as though they're writing a beautiful blog, in that description, whereas they should really strategically be thinking about what keywords will help make this photo pop up on Pinterest.
Okay, so is that kind of similar to maybe Instagram hashtags back in the day, or even YouTube? When you're thinking about YouTube SEO, you're thinking about making sure that titles, descriptions, you're repeating some of the same phrases and words so that it appears in ranking.
Yes, exactly. So once upon a time, Pinterest did use hashtags, but no more. So we're now in 2021. No more hashtags are being used because truly you can just, they're popping up in search results as just keywords throughout your text. So yes, you do want to think about it as YouTube. That's what I love so much actually about Pinterest and YouTube is they do have that search engine backing of it. But yeah, so really what you want to do is you're going to want to put, some type of keyword, make your copy conversational always. What you don't want to do is be keyword stuffing, right? So California wedding venue, comma, Southern California wedding venue, comma. You don't want to be doing keyword stuffing, but you want to try to organically use those keywords in your title of your pin as well as your description. And then hopefully again in the URL. And so if people don't know, every pin, so every image you add to Pinterest is clickable and you can control where that click goes to. So ideally you would send that traffic to your website, right?
Huh.
So the URL that you are putting on each pin should be relevant to the overall um, pin itself, the keyword. So technically should be going to a blog post is what I'm trying to say.
Got it. Got it. Oh, so many questions. I was going to ask about the blog post connection there, but then also, so what are we able to use? Is there any difference in the type of material that we're allowed to use as a Pinterest pin than we would a traditional blog picture? Because I know giving credit is huge, right? To
Yeah.
So what do we do in that case? Are there some kind of best practices around that?
Yeah. So, I mean, ideally, when you're putting content on Pinterest, you want to make sure it's a vertical image. So, a lot of people make the mistake of bringing over the little square from Instagram to Pinterest. And I'm not saying it's not wrong, but you're limiting your exposure because it pops up as a very small image on Pinterest, whereas a vertical on Pinterest is going to take up more real estate. It's going to be easier to see. So the first thing you can do is, yeah, add simple images, straight up images. on Pinterest and link those back to your website or your blog post. The other thing you can do is add stuff that you created on Canva. So super easy graphic design elements. You can either put some text overlay on top of photos. You can animate certain parts of an image on Canva, and then you download that and bring that to Pinterest. And then, you know, to your point about crediting, this is something new. It's actually a new feature that Pinterest came out with, like literally the last couple of months, that's called tagging or mentioning. So basically, it's very similar to Instagram, where you would be writing your Pinterest caption or description. And you would do the little at symbol, and you would be able to tag vendors that are on Pinterest. So here's the thing is they have to have an account on Pinterest in order to be tagged. And so more the reason, I think more now than ever, especially in the wedding industry, if you do not have a Pinterest account, this is a great reason to get one, even if you are just the one being tagged, right? Even if you're not participating on Pinterest as much as a user, maybe if just by getting tagged by other people will help your own account grow. So that's like the newest and biggest feature. And I think for the wedding industry, that's huge for us.